Daddy born poor, Mama was too. Walking through the snow, plastic bags on their shoes. Papa selling houses, sleeping in a car. Four babies in the backseat, underneath the stars. Well, hey, hey, just work a little harder. Hey, hey, punching that clock with work and prayer and a little bit of luck. Make so much money, need a 10-ton truck. Ha, 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 ha.
Hey, good morning. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade, and today is August 8th, 2024, and here at Forex Smart Trade, our goal is to help you become a successful and profitable currency trader, and we do that by teaching you how to trade with our simple but very accurate proprietary trading indicators. We are so confident in how well they work and how good our instruction is that once we've trained you, we'll let you trade with company funds and split what you make. So with that, let's jump in and see what we've got this morning. Before we get going, I am going to, we need to listen to this, and then we'll see what the market has for us.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
We train a number of different ways, and one of the ways is using live webinars where we get online and walk you through a trading strategy. We have a dozen different trading strategies. The one I'm going to use this morning is the one that I principally use during the day. And then by watching me walk you through how I think about things, you learn and are able to kind of replicate it. I do 3 live sessions a week, Tuesday and Thursday morning and Monday afternoon. And then every afternoon, I also send out a overnight trade setup with a little video that you can see how I figured things out and copy it. When you become a member, we do live trades every morning and every afternoon. And one of the keys to being a good trader is just the constant coaching. And we are always coaching and giving instruction, working on the fundamentals to help you keep your game up. And because we're letting you trade with our money, we're kind of keeping an eye on what you do and want to make sure you don't go too far off course before stepping in and trying to correct you. I like to work off of a little checklist that helps me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. And every morning I like to kind of restart the green chart, refresh it so that the memory is clear, picks up any updates, and works fast. One good habit that I think is essential, and that's why I stress it at the top of the list, is just at the end of every trading day is to go back and take a look at the trades that didn't go the way you wanted and try to figure out why. And we have a simulator, and with the simulator, it allows us to go back to a specific date and time and take a look at exactly what the chart was showing us. And by looking at that, we can often figure out why, where the mistake was made. On Tuesday's live trade, it was a winning trade, so there's no need to go back. If it was a losing trade, again, I think it's useful exercise to go back and take a look. We are technical traders. We are trading based on the price action, and our indicators are very good at predicting the direction that the market's going to move in. However, news does impact currency prices, so we want to know what news events are happening and when they're happening so that we can try to trade around them. And the place I like to look is forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com breaks news down into kind of three categories. Yellow, which is low impact, I ignore those. Orange, which is medium impact, I ignore these. Some people pay attention to them. And red, which is high impact. And this morning, we've got unemployment claims on the U.S. dollar. My general rule of thumb is within 2 hours of the news event, I don't want to be holding a position, as I find that sometimes on these things where there's published information, such as on unemployment claims, people who are connected are able to get the information a little bit earlier before the official announcement and start trading on it. So sometimes it will cause a little bit of a movement before the indicator can pick it up. So just so that we don't end up getting stopped out because the news announcement causes a kind of a jump in the price, we just stay away from it. So this morning we will not trade the U.S. dollar, although I am going to look at the U.S. dollar. Look at the U.S. dollar to just because one of the things I want to do here is give you instructions so that you can trade well. So if we see a good setup, being able to identify a good setup is kind of an important skill. So we will go through the U.S. dollar. So the trade I am going to do this morning is something called the 10-point trade signal. I like to take it off of a 1 hour chart. On a 1 hour chart, the trade should close within 1 to 3 hours. The trade should be worth anywhere from 5 to 35 pips. And my sweet spot's 11 pips. If I can carve out 11 pips quickly, get in and get out, and I do that 3 times a day, I am making a terrific living. And the strategy here is that there's 3 sections of the chart. I want the lines in all 3 sections to be going in the same direction. When they are, that's usually a pretty good trade. So with that, let's go in and take a look and see what we have. The chart I am going to trade off of is the light 6 major. It's one of the standard charts. I start with the middle section of the chart, which is what we call the majors and minors. The red and green line is the major indicator. Black and gray line is the minor indicator. Now, I'm going to take the full 30 minutes to do this. But the reality is, in 3 minutes, you can go through all of these charts and see if you have a setup or not. And in fact, I do that before we come on. And not to be a spoiler alert, but if you're looking for a trade this morning, we're not going to find one. But if you want to hang around, or at least as of 8 minutes ago, we weren't going to find one. But if you want to see, just to hear how I think about things, hang in there. If you're looking for to make some money, and I know some of you are, there's no good trade this morning. And I used a couple different signals. So here, red and green is the major indicator. Black and gray is the minor indicator. This horizontal red line is the oversold line. So I'm looking for situations where these lines are below the red line going up, or this horizontal blue line is the overbought line, where we're above the line going down. So you can see here we were above the line, it's going down. We've got a nice red candle. That's what I'm looking for. And we're going to ride it through the channel. So nothing here. We're just about oversold. It's going down. Euro USD oversold, going down. Miners have started to turn, but they're sideways. Pound USD. We're oversold, but not everybody's going up. This red line is kind of horizontal. So I want all the lines going up. So it's not quite there yet. And I want to have what I call the kind of the double cross, where over here on the Euro USD, you can see the red lines crossed over as it's going down, and the black line is crossed over. I want there to be a crossover. So we don't have the crossover yet here. So that's a pass. Dollar, Canadian dollar overbought. Majors still going up. Miners have gone sideways. Oh wow, this is a good signal. USD Swiss franc oversold. Everybody's going up. Double cross. Green is crossed over the red. Gray is crossed over the black. There is good steepness on the green line, and by good steepness, I mean 45 degrees or better on the slope. I like the fact that the green line is just about entering the channel. The closer the green line is to entering the channel, the more I like it. And I like that all the lines are clustered. When all the lines are clustered, that indicates a stronger signal. So this is a good setup. So when I see this, I'm going to jump over to my TNTs and count how many lines are supporting the buy signal I'm seeing here. And each of these lines is measuring movement at a different speed. Thick orange is going up. Thin orange is going down. So I may have one of the oranges supporting. And the blue lines are inversely related. So when blue goes down, that means buy. So dotted blue is telling me buy. Thick blue is telling me sell. So only the dotted blue and the thick orange are telling me buy. I want to have at least 3 from here. Now, sometimes I'll make an exception. I think the other day we made an exception. We only had 2. But today's not one of those days because we've got that news item coming up. And then I look at the pressure. The pressure, if I had 3 of them here, I would look at the pressure, and I want these lines to either be going up or the green line on top. I do have the green line on top. So I'm missing the cooperation from the TNTs. So we're going to pass dollar yen. Just reaching overbought. Majors just reaching overbought. Miners have started to turn, so I don't have agreement here. Let's go to the next one. Euro pound. We got the overbought. It touched. It came down. Everybody's going down. Double cross. Good steepness on the green line. So we've got 3 points here. My issue is that the green line is more than halfway past the center. When that happens, I usually don't take it. I'm going to mark it down. So here we go up to the TNTs, 2 orange lines going down, dotted blue going up. So I got 3 of the 4 here. And I've got sideways pressure. The green line's going down, the red line's going up still. And the red line, so it's not down pressure, but the red line is on top. It's crossed over the green. I also like the fact that the green line is going down. So my issue here is how much more do we have? We'll come back to this. Let me see what else there is. I know I said there wasn't anything, but that just shows you in the course of 10 minutes things change. This wasn't a good setup when I looked a few minutes ago. Australian dollar, yen in the middle of the channel or 3/4 of the way through the channel, everybody going up. Euro Canadian dollar, 3/4 of the way through the channel, everybody going down. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, we don't have agreement between the majors and minors. Pound yen, we got a little turn in the middle of the channel here. With the majors, the minors that don't agree. Euro Australian dollar just reaching oversold, everybody going down. So again, I've cloned this. I've got another 6 pairs. Euro Canadian dollar in the middle of the channel, and we don't have agreement. Euro New Zealand dollar. Euro New Zealand dollar. All right, this has changed. Actually, you see on my list here, I already wrote it down. I've got Euro New Zealand dollar. But before, we didn't have all of the ingredients here. Overbought, everybody's going down. Double cross, red's on top, black's on top. So those are the 3 points that I want. I've got greater than 45 degrees steepness on the green line. The green line actually has a little kink in it where it's going from less steep to more steep. I like that. We're in the channel, which is a plus, and we're less than halfway. I do not mind that the miners have run through the channel. I care what the position of the green line is. So I got good 3 points here. Jumping up to my TNTs, thick orange going down, thin orange going down. So the 2 oranges are in agreement. Dotted blue going up, thick blue going up. So all 4 telling me sell. I want at least 3 of the 4, so that's good. I've got sideways pressure. What makes it sideways is the green is going down, red is going up, but the red line is on top. So that's 1 point, and I like that the green line is going down. So I've got 1, 3, 4. So I've got 8 points. When I have 8 points, I want to look at a full chart to confirm it. And actually, that's why I didn't think we had a good trade. So when we look at the full chart, so this is what we were just looking at. The full chart, when I say full chart, I'm talking about a chart that has 1 pair on it, but multiple time periods. So here's a 1 hour, a 2 hour, a 4 hour, 8 hour, 12 hour day chart. And I'm going to confirm it. So on a 2 hour chart, that means there's 2 hours worth of information that make up the lines and the candles. On a 4 hour chart, there's 4 hours worth of information that are making up what we're looking at. And I want the 2 hour and the 4 hour, the majors, to be overbought. They don't have to be going down, but I want them overbought. So here, this is telling me sell. The 2 hours telling me buy. So they don't agree. They don't agree. The New Zealand on the 4 hour here, it does agree. It just touched and it started to turn. And I really care what the major is doing versus the minor. I don't need them all. I just want to know the position of the major. And the reason I want both of these overbought is if this signal weakens, we'll pick up the trade off of one of these two. It'll just take a little longer to happen. On a 2 hour chart, it takes anywhere from 2 to 6 hours for the trade to materialize. On a 4 hour chart, it could take 4 hours to 12 hours for the move to happen, for it to go from here to here. So that's why I didn't like this trade. We don't have this set up here. So let's keep going. But this is a good setup. This is a good trade. Pound New Zealand, everybody's sideways. New Zealand yen. New Zealand yen. Oversold, everybody's moving up. Double cross. Steepness on the green lines is better than 45 degrees. Problem is the green line's more than halfway, so I don't like that. When I look at my TNTs, my orange lines don't agree. So I'm just going to pass. New Zealand USD, oversold. Everybody's going up. The black line here is kind of horizontal, so I'm going to pass. We do have the double cross. The steepness on the green line isn't good enough. It seems to me it's a little bit less than 45 degrees. And actually, the red line's going down now that I'm looking at it. So not all the lines are going up. So that's what disqualifies this. Euro, Swiss franc. I don't have all the lines going up. Red lines going down. Let's look at the last grouping. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar reaching overbought. Swiss franc, yen. Majors are sideways. Euro, yen, we're in the middle of the channel. We got disagreement between the majors and the minors. Australian dollar, pound, or pound Australian dollar, oversold, but we don't have everybody going up. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. We don't have everybody going up. The red line is horizontal. I want all the lines going up. When I get all of those conditions met, that's a high probability trade and one that's likely to move the way I want it to. I only need 2 or 3 good trades a day to make good money. So I want to wait till I see the trade that I want. Taking a trade, it's much easier to make money if you don't have to come back from a loss. So I'm trying to avoid losses if I can. And then here, Canadian dollars, Swiss franc, we don't have agreement. Majors just going down, minors are going up. So we've just gone through 24 pairs and did not see a good trade setup. Now, I had mentioned that we have a couple we have a dozen different trade strategies. I am going to switch gears, and this is a little scalp trade. It's called the thick orange line trade, which you can take on a 1-hour chart, which we're trading off of, when there's less than 5 minutes left on the top of the hour. There's 6 minutes now. So by the time we go through everything, we'll be in that under 5 minute chart. And this trade doesn't take much calculation. It's basically looking at what the position of the thick orange line is. Thick orange line is a scaled line. So when it's as low as it can go, it's at 0. When it's as high as it can go, it's at 10. So I am looking for this to be either 0 or 10 or within 1 point of either end. So right now we're at 1.7. That's not 0 or 10 or within 1. 1.9, no. 1.6, no. 2.8, no. 7.3, no. 6.5, no. So I'm looking for 0 or 10 or within 1 of either end. So I don't have that. 1.5, no. 3.1, no. No. 2.6, no. 0, yes. So he's down where when he's down here, He thinks there's no more down in the move. There's no more down in the move. That's a good time to buy. But again, I don't want to trade on just one piece of information. The more pieces that I can get to support what I'm seeing, the higher the probability of the trade. So here, when this is 0, I want to look at what the position of the red line is. And I want the red line to be on the major indicator to be below the oversold line. Right now, this is telling me, the majors are telling me there's even though it's not sloped that great, it's telling me there's more down in the movement. This is saying there's no more down in the movement. If this red line were down here, then that would support that there's no more down in the movement. So we can go ahead and take a 5-pip buy, and when the candle changes, there's usually a little snap, and we'll get that. So 4.3 isn't close enough. 0.9, that's within 1 of 0. So this is good down here. My red line is closer. My red line on the majors is closer to the horizontal red line, but this is still telling me there's more down in the movement. So I don't have agreement with these two. 3 is no, 6 is no, 2 is no, 6 is no, no. Looking for 0 or 1 or within 1 point. Let's go to the last chart. 7 no, 2 no, 8.6 no, 1.9 no, 1.1 is close, but no. And 3.8 is no. All right, so we went through another 24 pairs on the USD, even though the trade should close within an hour, because of that news item at what was it, 8 or 8:30. I don't want to take the trade. So on anything USD. Thank you for joining me. Sorry that we couldn't find a trade. I always like to try to find a trade. My goal is to show you how easy this is, how well it works. I've been trading for 5 years. The best thing I've ever done, and I've done quite a few things. I think it'll be terrific for you. But you don't have to take my word for it. We'll show you. We'll get you set up on a trial so that you can play around with it for yourself and make your own determination as to whether it works as well as we say it does. But the best way to do anything, if you want to learn a new skill, is find somebody who's good at it and get them to teach you. And that's exactly what we do. I will see you again this afternoon when I send out the overnight trade setup. Last night's trade results didn't go to some people. We're using a new email service, and there's still a few bugs in it. So hopefully we'll get that worked out. I'm sending out the overnight trade through the old email service, but we're trying to move over to a new one, and we quite haven't figured everything out yet. All right, thanks so much. We'll see you this afternoon. Bye-bye.